Sister Wives Meri Brown goes speed dating after split from Kody Brown. Inside her shocking new journey of love, confidence, and second chances. Hello friends. Welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I'm Olivia and I hope you're well by God's grace. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. For years, Sister Wives fans have watched Meri Brown live in the shadow of her husband, Kody Brown, as their once passionate relationship crumbled into loneliness, distance, and emotional abandonment. After decades of being part of a controversial polygamist family and enduring years of heartbreak, Meri has now stepped into a new chapter that nobody saw coming. In a stunning twist, sources close to the TLC star reveal that Meri has officially entered the world of speed dating, a bold move that signals her complete transformation. From the heartbroken first wife of Kody Brown to a woman ready to claim her independence and happiness. But what does speed dating mean for Meri? How do her ex-sister wives feel about this shocking development? And most importantly, how does Kody react when he hears about Meri putting herself back on the market? This deep dive will explore every detail of Meri's surprising new dating life, the speculation surrounding her romantic prospects, and what it all means for the future of Sister Wives. Meri Brown's journey to independence didn't happen overnight. Fans remember the early seasons of Sister Wives when Kody often praised Meri for being his first love. Their connection seemed unshakable until jealousy, fertility struggles, and the introduction of new wives began to pull them apart. By the time Robyn Brown entered the family, Meri and Kody's relationship had already started showing cracks. Eventually, Meri agreed to legally divorce Kody so that he could marry Robyn and adopt her children. It was a move that devastated her emotionally, leaving her legally single but spiritually married. Years of distance followed. On screen, fans watched awkward conversations, long silences, and even Kody admitting he no longer wanted a marriage with Meri. While Janelle and Christine eventually left Kody, Meri held on the longest, still hoping things could change. But finally, after years of humiliation and rejection, Meri announced her official split from Kody in 2023, closing the door on decades of heartbreak. After her breakup, Meri began showing a completely new side of herself. She dedicated time to her bed and breakfast, Leetsi's Heritage Inn, took empowering solo trips, and began sharing bold, confident posts on Instagram. Fans quickly noticed her physical transformation too, from her glowing skin to her stylish outfits. Meri looked like a woman reborn, unlike Kody, who spiraled into bitterness after his marriages collapsed. Meri embraced positivity and self-growth. Her online presence reflected a woman who wasn't afraid to stand alone, but also one who might finally be ready to find love again, according to insiders. Meri recently signed up for a series of speed dating events in Las Vegas and Flagstaff, cities that played major roles in her family's history. The events, described as fun, lighthearted, and high energy, offered Meri the perfect opportunity to meet new people without the long-term pressure of traditional dating, witnesses claim. Meri appeared nervous at first but quickly relaxed as she began chatting with eligible bachelors. Wearing a chic black blazer and jeans paired with her signature bright smile, Meri reportedly lit up the room as she introduced herself not as Kody's ex-wife, but simply as Meri, independent businesswoman and free spirit. One participant told a local gossip outlet, "Nobody expected her to be so funny and charming. She wasn't talking about polygamy or drama, she was just herself. And you could tell some of the guys were really impressed." Meri's speed dating adventure didn't just catch fans off guard, it also stirred reactions from her former sister wives. Christine Brown allegedly cheered her on, telling a friend, "It's about time Meri realized she deserves love and attention. If speed dating is her way of finding that, I say go for it." Janelle Brown took a more practical stance, saying Meri's willingness to date publicly shows how far she's come since her years of waiting for Kody's scraps of attention. Robyn Brown, however, was reportedly shaken by the news. According to sources, Robyn feels that Meri's move into mainstream dating proves once and for all that the family's spiritual marriage is dead. The most dramatic reaction, unsurprisingly, came from Kody Brown himself. When asked in a private interview about Meri's decision to speed date, Kody allegedly scoffed and said, "Good luck to her. I don't think she knows what real men out there are like." But behind the scenes, insiders claim Kody was furious, not because he wants Meri back, but because he feels that her moving on publicly makes him look like the problem. Kody, who has long tried to portray himself as the family's spiritual leader, reportedly feels embarrassed that Meri is embracing a lifestyle so far removed from polygamy. Meri's speed dating adventure may just be the beginning. Fans speculate that TLC could dedicate part of Sister Wives Season 20 to following her new dating life. Some even believe a potential spin-off, Meri Brown, Life After Polygamy, could be in the works, whether or not cameras capture it. One thing is clear, Meri is no longer content to sit on the sidelines of her own life. She's ready for adventure, romance, and possibly even a second chance at marriage. This time on her terms. The Sister Wives fandom has exploded with reactions to Meri's dating news. Social media is filled with supportive comments like, "Go Meri. You deserve happiness after everything Kody put you through. This is the glow-up we've been waiting for. She looks amazing. Please let TLC film this." I'd watch a whole show of Meri's speed dating for longtime fans. Meri's transformation represents not just personal growth but also a symbolic victory for all the women who stayed too long in toxic relationships. Meri Brown's decision to join speed dating events marks a turning point in Sister Wives history. No longer defined by her connection to Kody, Meri is rewriting her story in real time. Whether she finds love or just has fun along the way, one thing is undeniable: Meri Brown is done being the forgotten wife. She's a woman on a mission, and the world is finally watching her shine. As Sister Wives continues into its next chapters, fans can't wait to see where Meri's bold new choices lead, and if one of those 3-minute speed dates might just turn into the romance she's been waiting for all along. Sister Wives Christine Brown breaks down in tears as daughter Mykelti moves cross-country. "I'm heartbroken." Christine Brown, the beloved fan favorite from TLC's Sister Wives, has always worn her heart on her sleeve. After escaping her troubled marriage with Kody Brown and finding true love with husband David Woolley, Christine has finally built a new life full of joy, freedom, and laughter. But as viewers know all too well, even the happiest of mothers are not immune to heartbreak. In a shocking twist that has left fans teary-eyed, Christine recently admitted that her daughter, Mykelti Padron, will be moving cross-country with her husband, Tony, and their 3 young children. The decision has shaken Christine to her core, and she didn't hold back her emotions when cameras captured her breaking down, confessing, "I'm heartbroken." This development not only tests Christine's strength as a mother, but also sparks intense speculation among fans about the changing dynamics of the Brown family. Christine's personal journey has been nothing short of remarkable. After years of living as the third wife in Kody Brown's plural marriage, she finally walked away in 2021. Her brave exit was a turning point not only for her but also for Sister Wives as a show, symbolizing that women in toxic polygamist relationships can claim their freedom. Since then, Christine has thrived, moving to Utah, embracing single life, and later marrying construction businessman David Woolley in a fairy tale ceremony. Fans have cheered her on as she radiates joy and independence. But while Christine found her happily ever after, her role as a mother remains central to her heart. She has 6 children: Aspen, Mykelti, Peden, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and Truly, and her bond with each of them is unshakable. Which is why Mykelti's move hit her so hard. Mykelti Brown Padron and her husband, Tony, have become fan favorite side characters on Sister Wives. Married since 2016, the couple has built a bustling family, welcoming daughter Avalon in 2021, followed by twin boys, Archer and Ace, in 2022. The young family had been living relatively close to Christine in Utah, allowing Christine to play an active role in her grandchildren's lives. She was often spotted helping with babysitting duties, enjoying family dinners, and showering the kids with affection. But Tony, who has business ambitions beyond Utah, reportedly received a job offer in North Carolina, one that he couldn't turn down. After long discussions, Mykelti and Tony decided to relocate, despite Christine's hesitations. The news left Christine in tears. In a confessional interview, she admitted, "I've always been so close to Mykelti. To think of her raising her babies so far away from me, it just breaks my heart." When cameras rolled on Christine's reaction, fans saw a side of her they hadn't witnessed since her tearful goodbye to Kody. As Mykelti explained her decision, Christine nodded supportively, but the tears quickly followed, holding back sobs. Christine confessed, "I know it's the right move for them. I know it will give them opportunities. But I can't help it. I feel like my heart is being ripped out." For Christine, the pain wasn't just about distance. It was about missing out on her grandchildren's milestones, first words, first steps, birthdays, holidays. After dedicating so much of her life to family, the thought of an empty house again felt unbearable. Christine's husband, David, has stepped up as her rock during this emotional time. Insiders say he has been reminding her that technology, video calls, social media, frequent flights, can keep her close to Mykelti and the kids, even from afar. Still, David reportedly admitted that Christine cried herself to sleep multiple nights after the announcement. A source close to the couple told a gossip magazine, Christine is usually so upbeat. But this news crushed her. David has been the one reminding her to stay strong. He keeps telling her that her bond with Mykelti won't break, if anything. It will grow even stronger. The fan community erupted with sympathy when the episode aired. Many moms related to Christine's pain. My daughter moved across the country last year. Christine, I know exactly how you feel. This broke me. Christine deserves to have all her kids nearby. She's given up so much. Please TLC, give her spin-off episodes of visiting Mykelti. I'd watch every minute. Some fans speculated whether TLC would film Christine traveling across the country to help Mykelti settle into her new life. Others wondered if the distance might inspire Christine and David to eventually split their time between Utah and the East Coast. No sister wives drama would be complete without Kody's input. Sources say that when Kody heard about Mykelti's move, he reacted with indifference. One insider revealed Kody didn't shed a tear. He said, "They'll figure it out," and moved on. The contrast between Christine's heartbreak and Kody's coldness highlights the very reason Christine left him in the first place. Fans were quick to point out that Christine's tears prove she's always been the true nurturer of the family. Mykelti's move marks another shift in the ever-evolving Brown family saga. With Christine in Utah, Janelle focused on her adult kids, Meri building a solo empire, and Robyn clinging to Kody. The family continues to fracture, but Christine insists that despite her tears, she will support Mykelti's choice. I raised her to be strong, independent, and to follow her dreams. I can't be anything but proud. Even if I'm heartbroken, I know this is what's best for her. Christine Brown's emotional breakdown over Mykelti's move reminds fans that even in the world of reality TV, the struggles of family separation are all too real. Her tears struck a chord because they reflected something universal: the bittersweet pain of letting children go and watching them build lives of their own. Though Christine is devastated now, fans believe she will eventually find peace and that her bond with Mykelti will prove unshakable, no matter the miles between them. As Sister Wives heads into another dramatic season, Christine's storyline proves once again why she remains the emotional heart of the show. Sister Wives Kody Brown humiliated on Special Forces, mocked for polygamy. After multiple shocking eliminations, Kody Brown has spent over a decade as one of reality television's most infamous men. As the patriarch of TLC's Sister Wives, he built his identity around managing a sprawling polygamist household with 4 wives and 18 children. But in recent years, his carefully built empire collapsed. Christine left first, Janelle followed, and Meri finally cut ties. Only Robyn remains by his side, and even she is often portrayed as isolated and defensive. So when Kody announced he would appear on Fox's Special Forces, World's Toughest Test, fans and critics alike gasped. Why would a man already mocked for his arrogance and failure submit himself to military-style punishments, physical torture, and brutal interrogations? Insiders say Kody hoped the show would redeem him. He thought he could show America that he's strong, disciplined, and misunderstood, a source close to production revealed. But what actually happened was the opposite. Kody was mocked, ridiculed, and humiliated, becoming the season's biggest joke. Part 2, Entering the Arena. Kody's grand entrance in the premiere episode, Kody arrived with swagger. His long curls bounced as he marched in with chest puffed, clearly eager to prove himself. In his confessional, he declared, "Greater than I've led a family of 4 wives and 18 kids. That's leadership. That's training. I know what endurance looks like," but his fellow contestants were less than impressed. One whispered off camera if he couldn't handle 4 wives. What makes him think he can handle this? The audience at home immediately latched onto the irony. Twitter exploded with memes comparing carrying sandbags on Special Forces to carrying emotional baggage from 4 failed marriages. Part 3, The Mockery begins during the first group task, crawling through mud under barbed wire. Kody fell behind. While others pushed through, Kody groaned, rolled, and complained loudly. At one point, an instructor barked, "Move faster, Brown." And another contestant quipped, "He's not used to doing any heavy lifting, his wives did it all." The jab landed and laughter followed. Producers reportedly highlighted the moment deliberately, cutting to Kody's annoyed face. By episode 2, mockery was constant. Contestants teased him about polygamy. "So, which wife packed your bag?" "Bet it's easier than family dinners at your house. Man couldn't run one marriage." "Tried for," Kody attempted to laugh it off. But the strain showed. Part 4, Multiple shocking eliminations. This season of Special Forces became notorious for its early eliminations. Several strong contestants dropped out due to injury or exhaustion within the first 3 episodes. Kody, surprisingly, survived not because of strength, but because producers allegedly kept him for entertainment value. An insider explained, greater than they knew Kody was TV gold. Every time he failed or got mocked, ratings spiked. They weren't about to lose him early still. The contrast was brutal while others left with dignity. Kody remained as the struggling clown of the season. Part 5, Kody's meltdown under interrogation. Breaking point came in the infamous interrogation room, where contestants faced psychological warfare. Kody was grilled about his personal life, including why 3 of his wives left him. When asked directly, he deflected, greater than they couldn't handle the lifestyle. It wasn't about me, but the interrogators pressed harder, greater than so 3 women failed you. But you never failed them? Does that sound logical? Kody's voice cracked. He insisted he had been misrepresented for years. But as his excuses piled up, he broke down in tears, saying, greater than everyone sees me as a villain. Nobody understands the burden I carried. Producers captured every second. Rather than sympathy, viewers flooded social media with glee. One fan wrote, this is karma. Watching Kody cry while soldiers yell at him is the content I never knew I needed. Part 6, Robyn Brown's embarrassment tag at home. Robyn Brown was reportedly mortified. She had begged Kody not to join the show, fearing exactly this outcome. An insider told In Touch Weekly, greater than Robyn feels like their family image was humiliated even more. She's embarrassed and angry. Kody thought he'd look like a hero, but instead he's a national joke. Friends claim Robyn has become increasingly isolated as fans mock not just Kody but their marriage, with memes calling her the last wife standing. Part 7, the public's reaction. A social media circus of sister wives viewers were divided before Special Forces united them in laughter. Reddit threads roasted Kody's every move, with thousands of comments tearing apart his excuses and failures. Sample fan reactions, he said leading for wives prepared him for this, then quit halfway through a push-up. Special Forces showed us what we already knew. Kody is all talk. Can we vote to keep him on every season just for the laughs? Even Christine's daughter Gwendolyn reportedly joked on Instagram, guess dad finally found out what tough really means. Part 8, why did Kody really join? The million-dollar question remains, why would Kody risk further humiliation by signing up for Special Forces? Some say money. Reality TV pays well, especially for controversial figures. Others claim Kody is addicted to fame, unable to let go of the spotlight even as his reputation burns. A production insider revealed, greater than Kody honestly thought this would redeem him. He thought people would respect his leadership. Instead, it exposed all his weaknesses. As episodes aired, Kody attempted to spin the narrative. In a post-filming interview, he said, it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I grew from it. People will never understand unless they've lived my life. But fans weren't convinced. Christine, Janelle, and Meri remained silent, letting his humiliation speak for itself. Rumors swirl that TLC may even incorporate his Special Forces disaster into Sister Wives Season 20. For extra drama, Kody Brown entered Special Forces hoping to prove himself a warrior. Instead, he became its clown. He was mocked, ridiculed, and humiliated for his polygamy and his failures as a husband and father. Yet, ironically, he got exactly what he wanted: attention. His downfall became one of the most talked about arcs of the season, ensuring his name remains in headlines. Reality television has always thrived on conflict, but Special Forces, world's toughest test, pushes contestants beyond verbal sparring. It strips away glamour, makeup, and fame, forcing celebrities into freezing water, rope climbs, long-distance marches, and brutal psychological tasks. For someone like Kody Brown, who spent more than a decade as the patriarch of ATLC polygamous family series, the show represented both an opportunity and a gamble. Unlike Sister Wives, where he could control his narrative, Special Forces placed Kody in a military-style environment where instructors had no tolerance for excuses. Almost immediately, sources inside production claimed Kody struggled to adapt. Physical endurance was not his strongest trait, and his verbal tendencies, long-winded explanations, emotional defensiveness, and attempts to justify his worldview were seen as distractions by the cadre of drill instructors. Viewers saw the tension mount. In early episodes, Kody faltered during a wall climb exercise, struggling to haul himself over the obstacle. His teammates, some of whom included younger, fitter reality stars and athletes, rolled their eyes as he paused mid-climb to shout down, "Listen, I've been through worse in my marriages than this wall." That comment became instant meme material online. Twitter erupted with jokes like, "The wall just spiritually divorced Kody." Another viral response read, "Even the wall chose Christine." This was only the beginning of the ridicule that followed him throughout the competition. Part 4, the polygamy punch. Linwat. set Kody apart from other contestants wasn't just his lack of athletic ability, it was his past. As the head of a polygamous household, during downtime interviews, producers nudged Kody to open up about his plural marriage history, knowing audiences would salivate over the drama. And Kody, never one to shy away from attention, obliged. He spoke candidly about the burden of maintaining multiple relationships, the heartbreak of seeing wives walk away, and the loneliness of watching his once massive family scatter. At first, fellow contestants listened politely, but as the days dragged on, the tone shifted. One cast member, a former athlete, reportedly quipped off camera, "So wait, you had 4 wives, lost 3, and still think you're the victim?" Another reality star chimed in during a group meal, "Man, you couldn't even survive your own household. How you gonna survive this?" The banter escalated into outright mockery during a grueling cold water immersion challenge. As Kody shivered and tried to hype himself up, another competitor joked, "Pretend all your ex-wives are waiting on the other side, maybe you'll swim faster." Even the drill instructors, normally stone-faced and impartial, couldn't resist a jab. After Kody failed a rope climb, one barked, "Brown, you say you managed 4 wives. You can't even manage 1 rope." The line sent the cast into muffled laughter. For the first time, Kody wasn't just being criticized by his family on sister wives, he was being openly roasted by outsiders who had no investment in his polygamist past, only an instinct to poke fun at its absurdities. The tipping point for Kody Brown came midway through his Special Forces journey. While some contestants thrived under pressure, Kody's confidence cracked. The more he was mocked for his polygamous past, the more defensive and withdrawn he became. During a late-night barracks conversation, Kody admitted, "Greater than people think polygamy is a joke. They don't understand the sacrifice, the responsibility. It wasn't all about me. I gave everything to those women, and in the end, they abandoned me." But instead of gaining sympathy, his words only deepened the divide between him and his castmates. One competitor rolled their eyes and whispered to another, "Greater than, here he goes again with the martyr act." The next day, during a brutal endurance march with heavy packs, Kody fell behind the group. As he struggled, he shouted, "Greater than, this feels just like my marriage as everyone leaves me behind." The line, captured on camera, became a viral soundbite. The instructors weren't impressed. They ordered him to cut the whining and keep moving, but for Kody, the emotional wound had been reopened. Later, in a private confessional, he wiped away tears and admitted, "Greater than, I thought this show would give me redemption. But maybe I'm just the villain everywhere I go." This vulnerable moment sparked mixed reactions from viewers. Some felt a flicker of empathy, while others dismissed it as Kody playing the victim once again. Once episodes began airing, the internet exploded with commentary. The mocking of Kody Brown wasn't confined to the set of Special Forces, it spread like wildfire. Across social media, on Twitter, memes circulated of Kody trying and failing at challenges, often captioned with jabs like, "Kody couldn't hold onto his wives. Can't hold onto a rope either. Special Forces should have just made him do family therapy sessions, he'd tap out in 10 minutes. Reddit communities, especially those dedicated to sister wives, dissected each episode in detail. One popular post read, "It's honestly poetic justice watching Kody face people who aren't afraid to call him out. His wives took years to stand up to him. These recruits did it in 2 days." Others pointed out the irony of Kody seeking validation on another reality show after his reputation tanked on TLC. One fan wrote, "Greater than, Kody thought this would make him look tough. Instead, it proved what we already knew, he can't handle real challenges without blaming everyone else." Still, there was a small but noticeable pocket of supporters who argued that the mockery had gone too far. They claimed the show was exploiting Kody's broken family narrative for cheap laughs, pointing out that losing 3 marriages in rapid succession had left him raw and vulnerable. TLC executives, meanwhile, reportedly watched the Special Forces episodes with both horror and amusement. While Kody's humiliation wasn't ideal for his image, it stirred public interest, creating more buzz around sister wives. In the world of reality TV, even bad publicity can translate into higher ratings. Behind the scenes, TLC had a complicated relationship with Kody Brown's Special Forces appearance. On one hand, they didn't control the production of Fox's military reality experiment. On the other, Kody's presence on another show meant his name, and by extension, Sister Wives, was still being talked about outside their network. Insiders claimed TLC executives were initially skeptical about Kody joining. They feared it would backfire, showing him in an even more unflattering light. But when producers realized the humiliation factor could drive curiosity, they leaned into it. After all, a humiliated Kody made for great marketing. In fact, according to one insider, TLC was already planning a clever cross-promotion strategy in Sister Wives confessionals. Kody would reference his time on Special Forces. Editors would cut in clips of him struggling on the show, paired with ironic narration from Christine or Janelle, who often critiqued Kody's inability to take responsibility. This created a multi-show synergy. Fans laughed at Kody on Fox and then tuned into TLC to see his ex-wives laugh at him again. From a network perspective, it was genius. From Kody's perspective, it was devastating. Back home in Flagstaff, Robyn Brown reportedly had a very different view of the ordeal while the public mocked Kody. Robyn allegedly struggled with seeing her husband ridiculed. Sources close to the couple revealed that Robyn cried watching the episodes, telling friends, "People don't understand his heart. He's not perfect, but he doesn't deserve this." In one reported moment, Robyn confided in her kids that the bullying Kody faced on Special Forces reminded her of how society often judged their polygamous lifestyle. She allegedly said, "This is why the family always felt like outsiders. People will never accept what we believed in." But not everyone was convinced her defense was sincere. Critics online speculated that Robyn's tears weren't just for Kody. They were for the collapse of her carefully constructed image as the last wife. Seeing Kody mocked publicly threatened to unravel the narrative she'd worked so hard to maintain, that she and Kody were still a strong, united couple. Even more telling, TLC reportedly filmed Robyn's reaction for upcoming Sister Wives confessionals. Producers knew viewers wanted to see her defend Kody, even if it meant she became the lone voice of sympathy in a sea of mockery. If Kody hoped for compassion from his ex-wives, he was sorely mistaken. The three women who had walked away from him, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, reportedly watched his Special Forces stint with very different perspectives, but all with one underlying theme: satisfaction. Christine's take, Kody Brown, now happily remarried to David Woolley, allegedly laughed out loud while watching clips of Kody being roasted by instructors. She reportedly joked to a friend, "If only they'd made him do the dishes or take care of 13 kids at once, then we'd really see him break." In a subtle dig during a Sister Wives confessional, Christine hinted at Kody's struggles without mentioning the show directly. Greater than some people think. They're strong leaders, but when they're actually tested, they fall apart. "I'm not surprised." Janelle's Janelle, the most pragmatic of the wives, viewed the situation with a mix of bemusement and resignation. Sources close to her claimed she felt Kody had brought it on himself, greater than he signed up for it. Nobody forced him. If he thought this would make people respect him, he completely miscalculated. Janelle reportedly saw his humiliation as symbolic of their marriage breakdown. Kody always wanted to prove his worth, but rarely followed through when things got hard. Meri's reaction was perhaps the coldest. After years of emotional distance from Kody, she allegedly felt nothing but vindication watching him collapse under pressure. In one of her social media posts widely interpreted as shade toward Kody, she wrote, "Some lessons in life are hard, but they're necessary. Growth doesn't come without struggle." Fans immediately connected the dots, suggesting she was referencing Kody's embarrassing reality TV moment. Together, the three women's responses painted a clear picture. Kody wasn't just being roasted by strangers. On national television, he was also being silently cheered against by the women who knew him best. What makes Kody Brown's Special Forces downfall so fascinating is how it transcended typical reality TV drama. It became cultural commentary, a cautionary tale about ego, hubris, and the collapse of a man who once considered himself untouchable for over a decade. Kody projected the image of a confident patriarch managing a plural marriage empire. He positioned himself as both head of household and star of a TLC juggernaut. But as his marriages unraveled, his attempts to salvage his image became more desperate. Joining Special Forces was supposed to be a redemption arc, the story of a man proving his strength and resilience. Instead, it turned into a live demonstration of his flaws. The mocking he endured symbolized more than just bad TV. It reflected years of criticism that viewers, ex-wives, and even his own children had leveled at him. Cultural critics drew parallels between Kody's collapse and the broader decline of patriarchal figures in reality television. One think piece went viral with the headline, "From Patriarch to Punchline, the Inevitable Fall of Kody Brown." The article argued that audiences no longer romanticized domineering men in unconventional marriages, they dismantled them with memes and ridicule. Kody, once a symbol of polygamy on primetime, had become a cautionary meme about hubris and delusion, and yet, paradoxically, the more he was mocked, the more relevant he remained. TLC, Fox, and social media users all benefited from Kody's humiliation. In this sense, his downfall was also his staying power. Kody Brown may be disgraced, but he is impossible to ignore.